We are back again here at the Geardown Invitational 2021. The loser bracket semifinal is coming up now with the 4 players or the 2 players of each semifinal who dropped out and has unfortunately lost, of course. But this is, of course, about to happen if you have good players and a double elimination bracket. So Razer, Otaaaq, nivO, and Damage will battle it out here for 2 spots in the loser bracket final or the consolidation final, however you want to call it. And the other bottom 2 players have to unfortunately pack their things and go. But yeah, I mean, that will be a certainly very interesting match, Flink. And do you think that Damage will come back now? And if so, can he make something happen?
Mic muted, sorry. So someone has to lose, I said. And I think we haven't seen anything from Damage, so that will be very interesting. And I will keep my call on nivO. I hope he can do better this round. So, but of course, Otaaaq also very good. So I don't know what to really say. It was very hard to make a prediction here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Otaaaq is definitely a good pick. nivO was a little bit of a, not like disappointment for me, but I was expecting more. Razer, I'm saying. Of course, Ener, I was completely getting that round wrong. So, of course, Razer, my boy here from Eminem, is, of course, in the actual winner bracket and not in the loser bracket. So I got that one wrong. So it is Ener, actually. And I was expecting more from Ener. So he also didn't really play too good. So I would also go with nivO and Otaaaq here, if of course Damage cannot join, because we don't really know something about Damage here. But yeah, certainly it will be a close match, and of course a more even match, because on the other one, in the second semifinal, we had just a very dominant performance here by Barbos and Razer. Magorian and Razer.
True, yeah, we still haven't seen anything about Damage. He has 2 minutes left, but let's not get our hopes up too high. It would have been very interesting to see how he would now match up to the 3 players that had a round to get accustomed. But yeah, we will see in a second how it will be. Otherwise, we'll watch equally as interesting fight between the 3 players, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Of course, now the 4th place is not on stake, and only 1 person will be eliminated then, because if Damage, of course, cannot compete here, he's automatically DNF'd, and he did not start the DNS, whatever. But yeah, 1 minute of warm-up here as we are currently watching Otaaaq here, so he looks ready. And I think Otaaaq can make something happen. I mean, he played very good in the first semi-final, Flink, and that's something that also sticked out to my mind. He is a very young player, very gifted, and I think with that he can really make something happen here.
That somehow feels worse if you're the only player who gets eliminated, I think. But yeah, 50 seconds to go.
Yeah,
I'm still for nivO.
You're still for nivO. nivO, the fan.
The underdog.
Player.
I think that's very attractive to be.
Yeah, the player we really don't know a lot about nivO, but yeah, he really showed that he can do well. He made a lot of mistakes there, and also his line in this freewheel section wasn't quite that well. But let's see if he can maybe like hold his nerves together better. Maybe he's not that experienced when it comes to playing tournaments. Maybe he's more like a time attack player, because I mean the 4-wheel squad has its origin in the Trackmania Nations game, where they played a lot of like mini tech maps, and there they just smashed the records. But we're gonna go live now, and Flink, I mean, now with that one started, I think winning times will be below 114,
I think so too. We have the players who went riskier, but also made more mistakes. So less risk-averse players here. So let's see how it will go in the end. I expect some very exciting runs this time around. as we started, all three players doing all right with a big mistake there, crashing completely into the wall. I think that was... I didn't see.
Yeah, your favorite.
Oh no.
Was
okay,
your favorite?
It was nivO. Otaaaq in first, deservedly driving very good. Ener just a little bit behind, but all still here to gain. It's always so beautiful how these pro players manage to do these drifts so perfectly all the time. For me, that's just unthinkable. And we go into the last two drifts. This one after this, which I hyped up a bit, being one of the hardest ones, because this downhill is so tight, both managing it, and it seems like nothing will change. And Otaaaq wins if he doesn't make a mistake at the finish, which he doesn't, with a 1:14, so not the fastest time for the first round.
Yeah, so 1:14 from Otaaaq, and I was expecting 1:13, but maybe he didn't really have to push because he was seeing Ener behind him. As you just pointed it out, it was Ener who was, of course, ahead of the players. And yeah, I mean, with that, we don't have the fourth place on stake at the moment as we go into the second round. Let's take a look here.
Ooh, already a mistake by
Already
Otaaaq.
a mistake there by Otaaaq, and he finds himself a little bit further behind. So nivO and Ener are there to take that 10-pointer. So none of those players have actually won the prior round, and of course the point limit is still 50. But if we are, because as we are in the double elimination bracket, it is at the bottom two who go out, because we're already in the loser bracket. Ener currently leading here ahead of nivO, and nivO, yeah, it's not really that far behind by the looks of it, as he gets himself not the best amount of speed here, so he loses a little bit of time. It's 0.1 of a second. All comes closer though. Good approach here from nivO. Ener, however, with a little bit more speed and going through that section here, and it's still neck and neck between them. 0.03 of a second, and the ending will certainly decide it. And yeah,
still very close. Only one turn. One important turn, and then the finish jump. Let's see what happens. I think nivO made a mistake here. Ener is about to win this with another... Oh! Just barely below 1:14. 1:13.9. And as you said, the free will section is very important, and I want to have a look out for that in the next round, because it's hard for me to see what you see there, but maybe the players are just matched on the free will part, where, as Turbo said, you can gain a lot of time. Right now, already in the next round, still very close together, the three players, and we get the free will section after this corner, and I want to have a close look. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Not
that
the
was
best
the line
example.
from nivO. There was the line from nivO I wanted to talk about, or I was mentioning. He went way more inside there, and that's why he made that mistake.
Yeah.
And Otaaaq versus Ener here again. So the wavy, or not in this case wavy player, because he plays wavy for the Open Grand League, and Otaaaq is playing for Team Zero. And then we have, of course, Ener, who's playing for Team B Genius. So both of the players actually participate in the Open Grand League, and currently it is looking very good for Otaaaq here to take this round home. You can also see the car skin here representing his organization, and he's so far ahead to go into that last part of the track with only this drift now that comes up, which you considered as one of the harder drifts of this map. Otaaaq is taking it, and he just has to survive the ending. He will certainly do so. Very risky jump there, but a 1:13.84 will secure Otaaaq 10 points.
Nice. We still haven't seen a crazy time in the 0.5 section for this semifinal, but let's see what the next round brings. Points right now, let me check. 16, 14, and 10, so everything's still open. Still very close together. This start also not very deciding most of the time. And now I will have another very close look at the free will, maybe without a crash this time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, okay.
So they
Gain a lot of speed.
Yeah, Ener did get good. Yeah, Ener didn't get it very good, and also now Ener with a no slide. So this is unfortunate for the a genius player, definitely not a genius line. And with that, nivO and Otaaaq are left here for that battle. nivO with a better approach here. Otaaaq jumping a little bit too much, so not with the best amount of speed for him, but he can still stabilize himself and eventually get into that first position. Who knows, who knows. But nivO again with a good line, but too far on the outside there and made that no slide, so no neo slide there for nivO there. And with that, his 4 wheels were not able to slide, so he should join the 2 wheels team. But I stopped my bad puns now, and it is Otaaaq who is winning it here with a 113.92. Then we have Ener on P3, and it is nivO on that second position.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Don't stop the dad jokes, if you ask me. But yeah, Otaaaq was able to just cruise into the finish on that round. But there's no rest for the wicked. Next round is already started. All the 3 players, the start hasn't really decided anything most of the time. Still very close together. And I hope that nivO can show his strength for a round now.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Otaaaq in first. Still. And this drift, also very hard. I don't know if you tried the map yourself, as you're a way better. Oh, Otaaaq touched the sign there, but it didn't seem to matter all that much. So just for style points, but he's still a little bit behind. So it seems to be a fight between Ener and nivO right now.
Yeah, great fight for that first position here between them. And it is nivO going to the lead, not making a mistake. And actually you wanted to ask me that, but I haven't really tried the map myself. That's not really my type of map, but I was watching it sometimes. But yeah, let's take a look. Ener has more speed into that ending. nivO still ahead, inside approach, but it will be so close. Ener with a better jump, but it's not enough here. It's still 0.07 of a second, and nivO wins it here. Ener in the second position, and with that, it is nivO elevating himself up to 32 points. Ener up to 32 points for nivO. Then we have Otaaaq with 38 points and Ener with 32, so 30 for nivO. I was wrong with that.
And I want to stress again, this map is 1 minute 13 long and very tough to drive, and we just have seen all 3 players within a few tenths of a second. So it's just insane to me. Yeah, and right now nivO in first, Ener behind. Where is Otaaaq? Seems he got... I think he made a mistake. Didn't see it. So let's focus on nivO and Ener. Ener's... Oh, okay. Oh! So a free win for nivO here, as it looks like. Both other players made a huge mistake, so he can just cruise into the finish for this round.
Yeah, no need to risk or do anything. So nivO again with a 10-pointer here, and it's looking very good here for your pick, which I would state as, yeah, not the underdog, but I was thinking that Ener certainly can make some more happen. But with that, nivO will overtake Ener here, but of course it's not over till the old lady sings, yeah? And it's nivO also not with the best time here, 1:15 here, 0.5 to win it. Then Otaaaq also finishes in second. And then there's Ener also jumping into the finish, 8 seconds behind those, so 1:23 here. But of course he gets P3 because there is no damage playing, of course, because he has still some issues. But look at the player field now. It is Ener going to P3, nivO up to second position, and Otaaaq still in first, up to 44 points. And I am smelling something. I'm smelling a double final situation if Otaaaq, of course, gets second and nivO wins this round. But nivO looks very good.
True, it's getting spicy now. And that 1:15, he probably has seen how far he's at, so didn't take any risks there in the end. Right now we have a better start for all players. So, nivO with what kind of turn was that? That was very risky. I don't think he planned to do that. So now he falls a little bit behind. Otaaaq in first, but that's just 1 car length, so anything can still happen there, as it does. Turbo, what do you think?
Yeah, it will be really close. About what? About the round now. I mean, I think that Otaaaq has, of course, to push it, but Ener as well. And Otaaaq wants to deny some points, but Ener with a very good ending here. Look at that. Otaaaq with a better approach, though, had to release, though, so Ener will take that round. And this was certainly a good decision by Otaaaq, because even with that second place, he will activate finalist mode. nivO in that third position gets himself also some sort of points, 4 points to his name, but only 48 points for him. 44 points for him now, and with that he also gets overtaken by Ener. And now both of them actually have to deny the one and only finalist Otaaaq here, but if they deny him, they will activate finalist mode themselves, so we could see a potential triple finalist situation, I think.
I think so too. It's very close. So of course they need to deny Otaaaq right now, but if they do that, it can be a triple finalist situation on our hands here, so everyone can win. And it's gonna be decided in a few final rounds where your nerves will hopefully not wreck you as one of the players. Right now all three driving very consistent. I didn't see any big mistakes or even little mistakes. Yeah, not much to say right now. All driving very good, but let's see. And we have another no drift, the same mistake nivO made in a match before, crashing into the right before that curve. So he's out for this round, and Otaaaq touches on the left, and that's gonna be a win for Ener here, which will now also go to finalist mode.
Yeah, so Ener takes it, and Otaaaq also able to stay ahead. And that was actually very important here, that Otaaaq stayed ahead there of nivO, because with that he gets himself not the most amount of points. And you can see it, nivO only up to 48 points. Otaaaq denying the points there in the ending. So, I mean, it was 6 seconds behind, but still very important here for Otaaaq to deny him. And it's a double finalist mode now. So Otaaaq will certainly have a chance of making it, and as well as nivO, who's at 48 points. And let's take a look here onto the first finalist attempt from Ener, who of course was really capitalizing from the mistake that both have done here. nivO again with a no slide there in this one section, so that was certainly not that nice for him. But things like that can of course happen, and of course, as Flink has stated out beforehand, in a pressure situation, things are happening. nivO jumping so far to the left there, was almost not able to stabilize his car. It is Otaaaq with more speed though, and now Ener is so far behind. So let's take a look onto the battle here. Otaaaq versus nivO for that first position. nivO not in finals just yet, and will be Otaaaq with a more outside approach. He's a little bit more speedy going to that last part, but still nivO stays ahead. Now the no slide has happened here for nivO, so he was clearing his nemesis there, and nivO still ahead, and he could activate the triple final situation here, going to that last sector. It is nivO staying ahead, and he will take it, but Otaaaq with more speed, however. Otaaaq with more speed, can he snipe it? No, 7,000 of a second. Oh my god, what
triple finalist situation right
what
now.
What a crazy round here, 7,000s and great times, a 0.7, so players certainly perform best under pressure. And triple final situation, 2 more rounds, Flink.
Whew. Okay, I have no idea who can make it right now. nivO, the second place would have been so important the round before, but he seems unfazed. Just gets first next round, and now he's just 1 win away, as all 3 are, from getting into the finals. And still all 3 this match very tight together. So let's see if any big mistakes happen, which were very frequent. And
Ener.
there one is.
So Ener is out on this round here, and it will be nivO versus Otaaaq here. The 0 player versus the 4 wheels player. nivO again with the chance here of making something happen, but makes that mistake, and Otaaaq is eventually taking it. The last person who activated the finalist name, or the finalist mode to his name, is taking it now. He just has to cruise. He has 1 second to work with here in the ending, 1 second of spare time. He can save the ending, he can do whatever he likes, but of course the pressure is rising. But of course, he just has to save it. He knows that, and he will certainly do so. So Otaaaq is through here and qualifies himself to the loser bracket final or the consolidation final, and now it will be between nivO and Ener.
Also with a great time. He didn't cruise at all. 13.7 is not too shabby. And yeah, now we're looking for second place. Starting right now. nivO versus Ener. Who's it gonna be? nivO with a little bit of an advantage in the beginning, but that can be overtaken in one good turn by Ener right now, coming up to the free will part. Getting a bit closer, but not enough to overtake or get into a neck-and-neck situation for now. Where do you think he can catch up?
Yeah, I mean, Ener doesn't look that strong here on that starting part. nivO was so far ahead all the time, and now Ener makes that mistake there and also gets the penalty. So this is the over and out for Ener here, for the genius player, or yeah, the Frenchman just made a mistake there, so he is out on this one. So nivO is actually taking it and looking very good here for him, as there's only one more turn. He has 1.3 seconds to go, and nivO is the second player who is through. It is Ener who is out of this competition. Commiserations to him, and also to Damage, who couldn't unfortunately play, but nivO takes it here with a 113.95. In general, a very close match here, Flink, that we have witnessed, with very close times, and it went down to the wire here with a triple final situation in the ending that was going into the favor of course, nivO and Otaaaq, who have qualified to the next round.
That's true. I think some luck was involved, but nonetheless, GG's to the two winners here. Still deserved. They made fewer mistakes and got their place for the final.
Yeah, indeed. I definitely agree with what you have said there. I mean, in those pressure situations, it's really important to just do your gameplay, do whatever you feel like. And I mean, they've just shown us that they can cope with the pressure, so they are definitely contestants of maybe knocking out the one or another player here, because now it's a top 6, of course, and they can definitely make it here. Maybe they've warmed up, they are in the mood, but before we're gonna see them playing again, we're gonna see the winner bracket final. But before that, there will be Eric and Paul presenting us their thoughts over the match.
Hello everyone, we are back once again. Thank you very much for that, Turbo, and a very interesting lower bracket semi-final we had there, coming into a triple finalist we saw there at the end, Eric. However, still missing one player, but that was, although there was a few mistakes in that one, I think it was still very evenly matched, shown by the triple finalist at the end.
Yeah, it didn't feel like we actually missed a player because it was so close between the players that actually played, even though my bet Otaaaq won it. So once again, I seem to be somewhat known to be, I know what I'm talking about today, it seems like. So far it's going good, no jinxes so far. It's gonna probably come in the grand final, but a little bit surprised that nivO beat Ener, even though I suggested it's gonna be a 1v1 between them. So I expected more from Ener overall in this tournament, simply because he has done well at Open Grand League. But now it's out, and he can focus on the 6th step of Open Grand League that is taking place next Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. We did mention it a little bit before, that we felt some of the players might have issues just by focusing more on Open Grand League, which is certainly understandable. The likes of Ener and Otaaaq, despite being two very, very strong players, are the players that were in the lower bracket struggling. So definitely perhaps a connection to be made there for sure. But we do move next into the winner bracket final, which contains 4 out of your 8 favourites for today's event, being Magorian, Zycos, Barbos and Razer. So we have a hell of a match in front of us. And what are you feeling for that one?
Oh yeah, this is all of them are favorites, like you mentioned, 4 of the 8 favorites in this tournament. I think Zycos is the biggest favorite, and then Razer is a close second. But if Razer continues like he did in the end of his semi-final match, when he essentially won 5 out of 5 rounds, he might just continue, might just get warmer and warmer and essentially dominate this tournament. But Zycos seems to be the fastest player, like we mentioned before this event even started.
Yeah, for sure. How do you imagine it's going to go with the... well, actually, we're going to see how it's going to go on straight after a short break, actually. We're going to see who's actually going to... Maybe we'll see one coming out of semi-final A, one coming out of semi-final B. It really could be anyway, and we'll be looking forward to seeing it. It will actually be coming up in 5 minutes' time. We will have a short break once again, and we will be back with Turbo and Flink for the winner bracket final between Barbos, Magorian, Zycos, and Razer. See you.